Hello, and welcome to the award-winning movie podcast. And this week, it's another Oscars special. Me, Brad, and Tom are going to discuss the nominees for Best Picture, Best Cinematography, Best Writing, and one or two others. So, take it away, Brad.
Right, so we're going to kick off this week with Best Picture. We have already discussed the Best Film of the Year, which is essentially this category. But between then and now, there might have been a few films that we've had a chance to watch, so maybe our opinions have changed. First off, I want to test how many of the Best Pictures you guys have actually seen. There are 10 nominees. How many have you watched? I'm betting Tom's seen the most because he likes to go and see all these indie movies properly. A true film fan.
I've seen all of them but Train Dreams.
Oh, you didn't watch Train Dreams? That's the only one I told you to
I know,
watch.
you told me to watch it, but the thing about Train Dreams is I was like, it looks like Discount Terrace Malik and I couldn't be arsed. So sorry, Train Dreams. You might be really good, but I couldn't be arsed.
Oh.
I actually saw Train Dreams.
Oh, wait, Craig?
Yeah.
You're not even in character as an Oscar voter anymore. You've actually watched one of the films.
Yeah, and you know what? Train Dreams is fucking great. I loved it.
What? Oh, okay, all right.
Bad play.
Perhaps I judged you too harshly, Train Dreams.
Oh, I found it a bit boring, but I wanted you to watch it for the cinematography because you're the main photo guy. You know most about camera stuff.
Yeah, and no, I have seen it. I think that was what made me think it was going to be Discount Terrence Malick, because I was like, oh, yeah, you know, you're in the trees. You're on the train. You've got dreams.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
And you know what? There's a voiceover too. There's a voiceover.
But yeah.
It is very poetic.
Yeah, so I mean, of these, when we did our Best of 2025, as all our keen and avid listeners in Tanzania will know,
we trended in Tanzania for the listener.
we trended in Tanzania. Do you know that we're the 12th most listened movie podcast in Tanzania?
I'm moving there.
Take that, other movie podcasts. So for all our avid Tanzanian fans, what I want to know is, has anything changed since we decided our undisputed best film of 2025?
Not for me. No, it's still, we gave the win to Sinners last time, and for me that remains the winner.
I could argue I enjoyed Begonia more than Sinners.
I remember saying Beginner is my outside pick because I do think it still actually is Sinners, even though I do love you, Todd, from Breaking Bad. I don't think anything's changed for me. I think that Hamnet has a really good ending, but I think the movie itself I'm less keen on. Train Dreams I didn't see. Sorry, Train Dreams.
It is a bit about what's your cup of tea, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think it's a bit about what's your cup of tea. I think the only thing for me is that I'm maybe disappointed by omissions from this list, and one thing that isn't nominated at all and might be nominated Best International Feature is No Other Choice, the Park Chan-wook movie. I saw that wasn't out until the new year here, but I think would have qualified in the Oscar year generally. That would have been up there for me. I don't think it's as good as Sinners, but I think that would have been like an easy second or third choice for me, and isn't one that's nominated.
It's not in Best International Feature Film either.
Oh, is it not? Yeah, that's really surprising to me, because obviously I've not seen huge masses of international features. But I'm surprised it's not in there, because I think for me it's better at what it's aiming to do than something like Sentimental Value, which I did really like, but I don't think it's as good as No Other Choice. So I highly recommend it to anyone, unless you're unemployed, and then maybe don't watch No Other Choice. Unless you're willing to kill your composition, in which case maybe you'll be radicalized in just the right way. But I think, for me, nothing's changed. It's Sinners.
So if No Other Choice was in the list, would you have it like as number one in the rankings?
No. So I think it would be something like Sinners, Begonia, No Other Choice. Maybe the other way around on Begonia and No Other Choice. But ultimately it would be Sinners.
Ah, okay.
For me, I think that if we were trying to guess who's actually going to win, I think a few months ago it seemed like it might have been one battle after another.
Yeah, I still think it'll be one battle after another, definitely.
Yeah, I think Sinners. And if they choose not Sinners, then they are fortunately wrong. So...
what did you guys think of some of the other ones on this list then? Like The Secret Agent, Marty Supreme, F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, Hamnet, Sinners, Train Dreams, Begonia. Way too many. They shouldn't nominate 10. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, 10's too many. Why did they do that?
Is it that they're trying to be like, look how inclusive, look at the range of films. Like, we have a blockbuster, we have a Shakespearean kind of thing, we have a PTA film.
It does.
Yeah.
I think what actually happened, and I'm going to be a little bit cynical here, is I think there were too many people offering them bribes to not nominate 10. They're like, well, I mean, if you're willing to bribe me, I guess we could expand the category.
We can make a lot of money here, yeah.
We can make a lot of money. I think I'm going to reel through all of them. And so I thought of them, like Begonia, I thought was amazing. We spoke of that before on the podcast. Frankenstein, this is the one of two on this list where I'm like, why are you here? Because I think there's good stuff in it, and I love Guillermo del Toro. I don't think it's great. F1, really, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
It's fine, and I like it, but like, you're like, what are you doing here?
I was going to say, Lauren really hated F1.
I am not surprised.
I was watching it, walked out the room to make a drink, came back and I said, did I miss anything? And Lauren said, you missed a stupid montage. I was like, bloody, bloody hell. She really don't like it.
Yeah, it was a similar experience. I watched it at my dad's house. I'd already seen it, but my dad was like, "Oh, we could watch that. It seems like an easygoing sort of like don't have to pay attention sort of movie," which it is. And then his partner sort of came in after a certain point and was like, "What are you watching?" Watched about 10 seconds of it and then left the room and didn't return until it was over. So that's F1. So what are you doing here? Hamnet, I really like the ending. I think my two criticisms are it starts a bit too slow and I don't need to know how they got together. And the little boy in it is amazing and he's only in it for like 3 scenes and they should have made more of that.
Yeah, they killed him off.
Yeah, and they killed him off.
Big mistake. Big mistake.
Big mistake. They should have ended the movie with no climax. Marty Supreme, good movie, fundamentally the same movie as Uncut Gems, but they've swapped out gambling for ping pong. One battle after another. It is good. I like a lot of things about it.
It is good.
It is good, but it's like, you went in, everyone's like, it's the best movie of the decade, and it's like, well, it's not.
Film of the decade, yeah.
So, anyway, Secret Agent watched, you were right about it, Brad, where you like the first hour, you could chop that. It's kind of like, you know. And then other than that, it's like, oh, it's a good sort of thriller, and it's fine, but it's not like especially stand out for me.
Yeah, I don't get what my takeaway meant to be. It's like, oh, sometimes people die. What's the message? I've no idea. Like,
That's the same takeaway from Hamnet, maybe? Oh, sometimes people die. That's sad.
When bad things happen. That's the only thing.
It is sad, yeah. We're not denying the sadness of it. It's just like, what else you got for me?
Well, hot takes here.
I think it's about generational trauma or something. I don't get why it was set in the future as well as the past, or the present as well as the past. That didn't do anything for me, really.
Yeah, like I say, I'm surprised one will be in Best International Feature as well, won't it? And this is where I'm really surprised that they've not nominated something like No Other Choice, which to me is not just a really solid movie, but it's like a near perfect movie, and it's just not featured at all. And that one has an ending where it's really obvious what you should feel about it.
I've not seen it because I've been busy watching all these bloody Oscar movies, and that's not one of them.
Yeah, it's not one of them. Sentimental Value, I think, has amazing acting performances, and the ending is really good. And the bit where Stellan Skarsgård gifts his 8-year-old grandson Irreversible and the piano teacher for his birthday is really, really funny. But I think overall isn't like a 10 out of 10 movie. I'd expect it to do well in the acting categories, but I think it's not even his best movie, but it's good.
Well, I'll just throw out my top 3. Sinners is number 1, then probably Hamnet actually, and then One Battle After Another are my top 3 there.
I think Hamnet sneaks up there, and because, like I say, I've got problems with the movie as a whole, but the ending really does get you.
Although if I was to rewatch one, it'd be One Battle After Another.
I'd probably go Begonia, Train Dreams, and One Battle After Another.
Wait, you're not going Sinners?
No Sinners?
Didn't you also choose Sinners as the top film of the year?
He's still hurting from that aspect ratio change.
Yeah.
You couldn't hack him, man.
Well, Sinners is good, but I view it as more of like a blockbuster. I really enjoyed it, but I didn't feel too much at the end of it, I guess, if that makes sense.
It doesn't feel like an Oscar movie because it's entertaining.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, it's too good to
You
win.
can't give that an award. I enjoyed it. That's not.
I enjoyed it.
Maybe I felt a little bit at the end, like when they were like, oh, racism.
I love the racism cameo at the end. That's great.
Oh, yeah, because the clan show, didn't he? Fucking lights up the clan.
Yeah, lights up the clan, yeah.
Oh, to be fair, no, I felt more with Sinners than I did with One Battle After Another. This is going to be changing throughout the episode.
Yeah.
Is that what you're basing your opinion off, how much it made you feel? That's fine if so. That sounds like I'm just going,
yeah.
Is that what you're basing off? You
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I think I want to feel something for an Oscar film.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm sort of in agreement on that, and I think that's where Marty Supreme maybe sort of doesn't get it, because that didn't get me on that level.
Well, if you want to feel stress, I guess. But...
Yeah, if you want to feel stress.
Should we move on to Best Director? I think me and Tom are saying Sinners is the best picture.
Yeah.
So therefore it wins. 2-1.
Fair dues.
Well, then moving on to Best Director, should we talk what the different films are trying to do? Because like you say, Marty Supreme isn't trying to make you feel emotional like Hamnet is. Sinners isn't trying to be that kind of movie.
Yes.
What do you think the goal is of Sinners, for example? What do you think it's trying to do?
Well, Sinners is an interesting one as well, because it's like you're saying, it is a blockbuster, but the first half of it is like a bit of period drama storytelling before that. But doing it interesting there, but it's establishing his own voice within a blockbuster. So it's like really unique as well. And I think that's the reason I like it. It is very clearly a Ryan Coogler movie, and it's not just, it's not a very run-of-the-mill blockbuster, and it's nice that it isn't based on something that already exists.
The main point of it, I suppose, is like a social commentary, the metaphor of the vampires and them having their own joint and all this stuff. It is mostly about racial things. But the plot isn't about that. The film's about that, but the plot doesn't have to be.
I'm sort of leaning that way. I think Best Director is a hard one, because you're like, oh, it's the best directed movie, but it's not the best overall. Seems like a weird place to land. But then I think the sort of counterpoint to to that is that I think Hamnet is probably the least cohesive overall in terms of direction, and yet it's probably one of the better movies of the 5 on this list.
I would go also Ryan Coogler, Sinners as the best director. You can see his stamp on it the most. You can see most of his personality and what he's good at all coming through there. So I think you can point to lots of scenes in Sinners and say, wow, that's impressive. Particularly the music scene.
Yeah.
You can look at that, you can point to that and go, look what he did. Look at that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good direction.
There, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But then I think he's also getting a good performance out of everybody as well.
Yeah.
And I think
a lot of people.
Yeah, I'd probably give it to Ryan Coogler because he basically directed a nice period drama in the first half, and then he went and directed a vampire movie in the second half. So that's 2 directing jobs in one.
Yeah. Do you reckon is this a smoke and stack situation where we can't decide if he gets paid twice or once? He made 2 movies at once.
Yeah.
Does he get paid twice?
I don't think he'll win it though. I think PTA will win it. I've no idea what's been going on with the Golden Globes and other awards ceremonies, so basing that off nothing, except seems like he will.
Has Paul Thomas Anderson ever won for Best Director before?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I think he's going to win it then. If he's not won it before, I think they'd be tempted.
He's past due, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we point out that this episode's being recorded way before the fact? Because by the time it airs, it's probably obvious who's going to win based on all the awards, I imagine.
See, it isn't normally though, because I swear last year they were really convinced that a certain film was going to absolutely sweep, and then it just didn't.
Oh, what film was that?
Well, it wasn't good. That's why everyone was really surprised by it. So I think maybe that sort of backlash made it happen.
Is this the Codas year?
It wasn't the Coda year. It was the weird musical, Emilio Perez. Yeah, and it's not good, but they expected it for some reason to win like every category.
I'm really glad we didn't do this podcast last year because I would have seen none of these films.
It was not a good year. Maybe we should have given a worst year shout out to last year as well.
Yeah,
because it was not fantastic.
We mentioned this a bit in last week's episode, talking about the Safdies, or Josh Safdie in particular. So they've made Good Time, they've made Uncut Gems, and they've made Marty Supreme. They've not made anything else, have they?
Yeah, so except only he made Marty Supreme.
Yeah, only he made Marty Supreme. All very much the same movie, all very much the same style.
Yeah.
So I'm giving him negative points for that, for his directing. He's very good at doing that. Don't be a one-trick pony. I want to see him do more rather than just that one thing.
Yeah, it is literally the same movie as Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
So it's like...
You need to have more tools in your arsenal.
Yeah, and I think that one's more likely to do better in the acting categories. Marty Supreme, it wouldn't have been my pick for that. And then, let's say, the Hamnet Sentimental Value, I think, Rocket Trip, Chloe Zhao. Not this time, I don't think.
Next time, Chloe, next time.
Next time. Well, she already won, because didn't Nomadland win?
Oh, was that Chloe? Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, nice one, Chloe.
I wasn't patronising at all.
Well done, Chloe. Good for you.
Well done, Chloe. Like, she's a sort of a child who drew a good picture at school.
I'm jumping on the bandwagon, though. I've not seen Nomadland, but I heard it was good.
So, best director, who are we giving it to? Are we all agreeing it's Ryan Coogler?
I'm going Ryan, yeah.
Well done, Ryan. Sinners wins again.
There are legends of people born with the gift of making music so true it can pierce the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits from the past.
Somebody take me.
Craig, you said you saw Hamnet.
No, he couldn't make it through Hamnet.
You've not seen a single Chloe film. You hate Chloe.
No, Hamnet, it just wasn't the right kind of film to put on when there's a Domino's in front of you. Best way to describe it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, it isn't.
It isn't. To be fair, yeah, it is not the right. You don't want to be wiping your tears with a slice of pepperoni.
The ending sequence where it's all in the theatre and doing the first production of Hamlet.
Yeah,
that is the sequence that most highlights like good directing, I think, from that film.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the rest of it, it's just good directing of actors. The actors do a good job, but then that's like her putting her stamp on it, like the Sinners musical sequence. That's a good example of them showcasing what they're about and what they can do.
Yeah. So I think, we can pretty universal on this.
But yeah, she's not as good as Ryan Coogler. Ryan did it better this year, so Sinners wins again. That's for Best Director. So moving on, we're going to do Best Writing generally. So we're not going to separate it into original or adapted, because who cares? Let's just do it and talk about what was well written. What do you reckon was well written this year? Craig, what's the best written film of the year?
Obviously, that's Blue Moon.
Blue Moon's very well written, actually. And I think it's written in a very different style. It's very like old Hollywood, which makes sense for the period.
Is that an adapted screenplay, or is it?
It's original. original, I think.
It seemed like such a play adaptation.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised if it was an adaptation of a play because of the all-in-one location thing, but it's not.
Actually, can I tell you who I wish had gotten nominated and didn't get a shout out? Eva Victor for Sorry Baby.
I knew you were going to say Sorry Baby.
Yeah?
You love Sorry Baby.
Yeah, sorry, Bradley, but
She just call you Bradley. Why'd you apologise and why'd you call me
it just felt appropriate after saying sorry, baby. Sorry, Bradley, but Sorry Baby I thought was a fantastic screenplay about a really difficult subject and executed really well, and I think the screenplay was probably the strongest element of that film, and I think it's criminal it's not in Best Original Screenplay. So that would have been my pick if it was in there.
If there was an award where Sinners wasn't going to win for us, maybe this is the one, and that doesn't mean that it's not good. I'm actually looking at the original one. I'm like, it was just an accident, and this is the first I'm learning of this movie.
When we were doing our Best of 2025 episode, I looked up the most highly rated films on Letterboxd, and it was just an accident. I think was at the very top of like people's reviews.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think it's well liked amongst just cinema goers in general, quite highly.
okay.
Higher than Hamnet, higher than Sinners, higher than Mighty Supreme, all of them. Yeah, so definitely has a fan base. So something about it.
Well, none of us have seen it, so it ain't winning. It ain't winning.
I really like the script for Begonia, but obviously it's a remake, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you can't credit the story to that one person, but I like the script in general a lot.
Yeah, it kind of depends. Like, if a adaptation of Hamlet was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, I would think that's bullshit. 90% of it was written for you. You just changed the scene direction or something. So that I would take points away from.
Yeah, like the Coen tragedy of Macbeth, which is obviously basically using all of the original dialogue. It's like, well,
Yeah.
old Willie Shakes did most of the work for you.
Yeah, but like Frankenstein, it does follow the book of Frankenstein quite well. They didn't copy and paste at any point, like some movies.
Yeah.
If you never used copy and paste, I'll let you off. It's fine.
What if, like, you'd wrote Frankenstein, but Frankenstein's monster was trying to make it as, like, a baseball player?
I feel like you would end up getting negative points for having made Frankenstein's monster a baseball player for no reason.
How far can you take an adaptation where it would still be in the Best Adapted Screenplay category rather than be considered something new? If you make the Frankenstein baseball movie,
Yeah.
is that Best Adapted Screenplay because it still features a character called Frankenstein's monster?
Well, maybe you're just adapting Field of Dreams instead, and that's what that is.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be nominated.
I guess that's the Batman thing, isn't it? You always have to credit
The creators of Batman, yes.
the
yeah, you
source
do.
material based on the character by blah blah, but then you've done your own thing with it. Would Dark Knight be a Best Original Screenplay, even though, it's based on comics from the 1960s, isn't it? So
I have no idea. That's why we're not doing any of that. We're just doing what was well written. And my winner is One Battle After Another, I think. I think that had the most interesting script, and the dialogue's good, the plot's very cool.
Yeah.
The adaptation is very loose, I believe.
Mm.
It brings it into the modern day rather than being set in whenever it was set.
It's 80s normally, yeah. I think so they changed the time period quite a lot, which does change the story quite a lot.
I always get confused as well when they give an award for, the writing was really good in that. And then you find out half of it was improvised or something on the set. But you still gets the award for screenplay because they don't know. No one's reading all the screenplays, checking what was in the film and what wasn't. Like, is DiCaprio saying, my name's Peter Parker or whatever? That's funny. But was that written or was that improvised? It seems improvised.
Yeah, but see, most of the time you do tend to have writers from the Writers Guild on set for line changes. So when they're improvising, I mean, obviously the actor comes up with it, but in case they change someone on the day ago, it's not working. So I think that's all part of the thing. So you still get credit for that, I think. But no, I think actually in terms of those good shouts out, Blue Moon is a very good script. It gets you invested in characters in a situation that I'm not particularly interested in going in. About like theatre and musicals and the specific writer of songs and musicals. So well done, Blue Moon. And that's very sort of stylized dialogue that's sort of period appropriate. But I'm tempted by Begonia as well.
Yeah.
So I think, okay, adapted from another thing, but Begonia is it's very tight. It's about what it's about, and it doesn't really waste any time, which I think is a big part of the screenplay strength, to be honest. And it also, where it's going, but you're kept guessing well enough about exactly where it's going that the climax pays off in a really satisfying way. Whereas One Battle After Another is quite sprawling, isn't it? So I think, which again is its strength, adapting Pynchon is difficult. I'm tempted by Begonia, to be honest.
I'm actually with you on that one.
Yeah, the dialogue in Begonia is really good, and Todd's very convincing, and it's all very. I call him Todd.
Yeah, I wish we knew what his name is, so it's Todd from Breaking Bad, which is
Jesse
a shame
Plemons,
because it's like, he's great. I love Jesse Plemons. He's a fantastic actor.
But he's always Todd, yeah.
But he's Todd from Breaking Bad. So.
The best example for me of the good dialogue in One Battle After Another is with the Christmas Adventurers Club.
Oh, yeah.
Just the way they thread the needle for comedy and drama. There's a little exchange. I think I put in a clip of the podcast a few weeks ago of just them finding out that Sean Penn had a baby with a black woman, and the way they reveal that she's black to me is really funny. They just go, well, what race was she? I'm afraid she's black. Oh, jeez. This is really well written.
There's an unconfirmed report that Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw is the father of a mixed-race child.
Which mix?
There's no real easy way to say this, but yeah, it's black.
Well, that would be quite the revelation if it were true. Bill, may I ask what your source is?
And just like all the references to Santa, no, they obviously call him Saint Nick, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
It's so weird, but it's a great weird bit.
But you guys can go Begonia if you want. We can have an upset.
I'm going Begonia. Let's upset some people.
I think I'll go Begonia, and it couldn't have been easy to adapt anyway, because the original script was in Korean, so like, Christ.
They probably couldn't read it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get on Google Translate. So extra points for effort as well.
Not easy. Copy and paste just isn't going to cut it this time.
Right, moving swiftly on to Best Cinematography. The nominees are Marty Supreme, Train Dreams, Frankenstein, Sinners, and One Battle After Another. I really want to talk to Tom about Train Dream, the film of the year to me that had the most striking cinematography. For anyone who hasn't seen it, it's it's entirely a square aspect ratio, I think. Made to look a lot like Old West photos. Everything looked like a little vignette. Mostly static cameras and just long takes letting it play out in that scene. And very showy-offy to me in the cinematography, to the point where I was watching it thinking, is this too much? Is this so much a film show reel that it's just taking me out of it now? I'm like, you're just annoying me with how showy-off you are with your camera.
Yeah. It looks nice.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't just, probably because I haven't seen the movie, it doesn't look distractingly like over the top. I'm going to click through to about halfway through. Sorry, Train Dreams. Oh, right, that looks good.
Yeah, it's like that the whole way through. I was going, this is impressive. You can't have every shot look amazing. Fuck you. Who do you think you are?
Let me quick fire through all of them. Frankenstein, not for me. I feel like it's not making the best use of the production design and the costume design. It's doing all the people who've done amazing work on the movie kind of a little bit of a disservice, so not for me. Marty Supreme looks really good. Is the same style that they always do for Uncut Gems, with good time, blah, 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 whatever. But it's very nice otherwise.
But you call that camera style, sorry, in Mighty Supreme? Like, it's almost camcordery, but not.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it was shot 16mm, but it's very much like that 16 grainy, zoomy, tight framing sort of thing. There's a name for that probably. But
just to enhance the panic.
Yeah, and I think it's good at that, but again, it's not a standout to me. But again, like you say, it's not distracting from the story, and it's all part of it. So it's the right style for that movie. So that's kind of its favour, I guess. One Battle for Another, I do think looks very good, but I think it's, it's quite just sort of in keeping with the Paul Thomas Anderson style of like his last couple of movies. Sinners, I think, looks really, really good. Craig's upset about the aspect ratio.
Only because it changes. They both look good. Just pick one.
Yeah.
It's the changing. Yeah, I am always a bit unsure about the changing, but it didn't bother me personally when I watched it. Like, I don't feel like I noticed it as such. But
it does get an extra bonus point though for the Mortal Kombat transition between the aspect ratios where it pans up.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, when they let the vampires in, and that bit was cool.
We'll give it best editing for that.
I would like to give it to Sinners. And I think it would be nice to see a female cinematographer win the award, because I don't know how many times that's actually happened, but I don't think it's many. So I think she's done amazing work in Sinners with that. I think it's like and especially for a blockbuster, it's a lot of recent blockbusters look quite sort of vanilla, quite sort of safe, and Sinners looks incredible. So I think that I'd be more than happy for Sinners to win.
I'll put Sinners second, and given that Train Dreams has gotten a momentary pass from Tom at first glance, I want to give it to Train Dreams as the one that I looked at and went, it looked amazing. Too amazing, but I'm going to give it a pass.
Okay, so Autumn Durla Kapoor is nominated for Sinners cinematography. She's only the fourth woman to ever be nominated for Best Cinematography at the Oscars, and no one has ever won. So, yeah, no, I'm going for that. I think maybe that's not a valid enough reason for some, but for me, I think it is among the standout best, and also it's probably long overdue a female winner, and there's no reason that it shouldn't be her. So,
all right, fair enough. I'm picking a man.
Fuck's sake.
I'm going to pick Train Dreams.
Another win for the men. Yeah.
It's really nice and it works for the story as well. Natural light, and it does this thing where like the nature...
It's very like Tom said before, it's very Terrence Malick-y.
It is, but no, the nature is very much a character in the film, and the cinematography does well to represent that.
That's a good point, actually, yeah. There's a shot at one point where he's on a train or a bus, I can't remember, and there's a highway there, whereas it used to be a train track, I think. But it was showing how the passage of time affects things, and it did make me think of, kind of like you're saying, humans are just part of nature, and that we're only here for a while and everything's changing.
Do you remember the last shot in the film, like inside the cabin, and sort of what's happening to the cabin? That all feeds into that, and I think that's a fantastic last shot. But yeah, and it's got an unusual aspect ratio for a film of that size as well, so props to that. And it stuck with it for the whole film.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, well done, Train Dreams. Camera did good.
But no, it did do the best job of like going along with the themes, and that if the cinematography was shit for Train Dreams, it would be a terrible film. You can't just be okay in that. I'd say 90% of the film is that it's got good cinematography and looks cool.
I still want to go for Sinners, but for like other reasons than what previously mentioned. And I think it's because of the cinematography in the musical sequence in the middle of the film. I think for me is like the standout bit of cinematography in the whole year. So I still want to go for that. I think I'm happy for you guys to do a team up on Train Dreams.
I don't really care either way, to be honest. I like the but I'm tempted to go with Train Dreams because it's funny, and I'm tempted to not go with Sinners because you mentioned all these things about it being a female director, and it'd be funny to go against that. Just insist on it being a boys' club. Oh, go on. I had a doubt about Train Dreams being too good, so go on. I'll go for Sinners. That's the winner of best cinematography.
No, Brad.
Yeah. Well, there's a very special shout out with Train Dreams there.
Right, that's all our categories for the day then. Unless you guys want to talk about best sound or best costume or anything like that.
Brad, do you have any take on editing?
Again, editing's something you shouldn't really notice. If like it shouldn't stand out, it should just flow.
That normally predicts what best picture is going to be, because it's like, well, yeah, if it was the best movie, there's a good chance it was probably the best edited. F1 is probably more of a technical achievement editing wise, because the way they've had to get footage and shoot the whole thing and then edit together from all of that is probably far more complicated than in a lot of the movies that are on there. But yeah, I feel like you want a best editing win to kind of be because it's edited to make it the best movie.
You know, regarding editing, I'm always trying to write a film, and one of my main thoughts when making it was genuinely, I don't know if I could be bothered to edit a whole movie. I'll just do lots of long takes. That's what I'll do. So I've planned in loads of long shots. So I'm like, that'll save a lot of time. We'll just film it, a 20-minute shot. We've got it. Otherwise it takes you weeks to edit 20 minutes of footage.
I love how you're creating a tremendous amount of effort on set. Save effort in the editing.
Oh yeah, but then you're there, you get it done. Yeah, because I'll be the one editing it. I don't care if other people have to do more work.
Brad's the opposite of all those guys who are like, oh, fuck it, we'll fix it in post. He's like, no, we'll just get it now.
Yeah, get it now. I don't want any post.
We'll get it now and we'll do nothing in post. No post.
But yeah, that's my strategy. So respect to editors. We're not going to talk about best editing because we don't know. I don't know. Sinners, obviously. And best song to Sinners for I Lied To, which is the song it plays in the middle in the main musical sequence. And best sound I'd give to Sinners. I'd give everything to Sinners. It's the best.
Apart from that one screenplay one we gave to Begonia. But everything else, just give it all to Sinners. Why not?
Sinners is the best.
All the acting ones as well. I know we already did those, but fuck it. Sinners. Just Sinners, just the obvious best movie of the year,
and last year's awards. Give them take a Nora's Oscar away.
Yeah, give them last year's and the year after's. Just 3-year three-peats for Sinners.
Do you guys reckon the Oscars will agree with us? Because I don't think they will.
Fucking hell.
They're on next week as we record.
No, I don't think they will. I think they don't like Sinners as much as we do.
She's criminal.
Which does make them wrong.
So next week we'll be back to normal, doing non-Oscar related things. We can do some more silly categories rather than having actual discussions. So sorry to all the categories we're not talking about. We just can't be bothered. We're just done. We're just fucking done talking about Oscars movies.
We're just done, mate. We're done.
Anyway, yeah, so we're done talking about Oscar movies now, and we will be back to normal next week. So join us next week. Make sure to subscribe and join us for our silliness next week. It'll all be very, very silly.
And send in ideas for topics, because it's exhausting coming up with them ourselves.
Yeah. Tanzanian fan club, we need you.
Right, that'll do, boys. That'll do.